Now, it's time to review the rest of Bahamut Lagoon, the bad. First, gameplay faults, and then dive right into the story. Eventually, your Dragon Phoenix will gain infinite hit points. Seriously. I almost died until I realized I could just send my Firebird at the 3 very powerful villains while I stayed out of range. Just watch. I had exhausted all my magic power and magic power refill items and thought I was dead, and then just spammed my dragon for an hour until I won. And yes, the final battle isn't that hard either. To win against the final boss, all you have to do is, you guessed it, send Phoenix to attack him over and over until you win, because he cannot die. Then, when you think you've won, there is the obligatory ultimate form, but this is also painfully easy. If you stick to the corners, only one dragon head of the 4 can attack you. You need to take out the head that heals first, then you can basically win, even without the infinite hit point Phoenix Dragon. Aside from the side quest, I was about to give up hope until I played this level. And then something happened that I didn't think was possible. I died. Actually required strategy to get through because of really long-range cannons that would kill your dragons quickly if you weren't paying attention. In regards to the character classes, I never played with the mini devils and the lancers. The lancers to me were useless because they were meant to be close combat fighters, but they could never move fast enough to get there. And when they did, their best armor wouldn't keep them from getting their ass handed to them. And the mini devils, I could never figure them out, so I just didn't use them. They're supposed to make it harder for the enemy to hit anyone, but it doesn't always work. This is funny that a game called After Dragon, that bases its game mechanics off of dragons, is broken because of the dragons in the game. Most of the time, these dragons are so overpowered, you're not having any fun. And they don't get status alignments either, so if some enemies attack them and try to petrify or put them to sleep, guess what? They've just wasted an attack, and you get to have an easier time killing them. But enough of that boring, easy, and repetitive gameplay. It's time to delve into the story. Everything in an RPG centers around the strength of the story. But there are 2 really bad plot holes, or plot lines in this story, that I just couldn't stand. And yes, there will be spoilers, so if you don't want to hear this, fast forward to the credits. So eventually, the evil Emperor Sauzer dies. Oh my god, the main villain dies without you having to kill him because a new villain is introduced. And are we supposed to care that Sauzer is dead? Did you remember this part in the beginning? He did all this genocide just to rule the skies for the sake of ruling the skies. Who does that? And yet we're supposed to care about this guy. You would think that Sauzer's empire should be fairly chaotic now that there's no power vacuum there. But guess what? A new general comes out of nowhere at this 37th hour of the game. And so from then on, General Deus Ex wants to fight you, even though the sky is ripping apart around you and monsters are coming out all over the place. You think a ceasefire team-up would be in order, but no, I guess it's to hell with the planet, we'll just kill everybody. Next is the romance aspect. You control Boo, and you are trying to save Princess Yo-Yo. She's your childhood friend. You have hints through flashbacks that she meant more to you than that, or something was developing. She wants to hold on to you tight when you fly her with the dragons, and she wants to take you into the Church of Memories in the future, which is where people go when they're destined to be together. If that's not a hint, I don't know what is. Well, anyway, she's kidnapped, and you spend a year building an army to rescue her. You spent time, you spent effort, trying to get an army together to release her, uniting kingdoms in the process. You eventually save her, and what is her gratitude? Yeah, can you guess? Yeah, she fell in love with her kidnapper, General Palpentos. And that's not even the worst part. Palantinios, or whatever the hell his name is just a substitute you. When Yo-Yo rides his dragon, she wants to hold on to him tight, just like she did to your character. And then when she gets to her destination, where is it? The Church of Memories. Now, if I told my girlfriend that, oh, my ex-girlfriend used to love this place, oh my god, my ex-girlfriend and I used to do this all the time, that would probably be an indicator that I probably wasn't over her, and you should probably run far away. And that's not where the similarities end. He is a cross knight exactly like your character, and he even cheers her up the way that you used to. She even states this directly to you. This is not love in any way. She fell for a substitute you because you were gone. She fell in love with somebody because she was kidnapped and had no one else. Not to mention, this guy not only kidnapped her, but killed her father. This girl needs some deep psychological counseling. And just to throw salt into your wounds, just talk to this girl. She obviously doesn't care what she says to you because she says she hears noises coming from their bedroom. Noises alluding to sex between Pelp Penis and Yo-Yo. That's nice. Help you allude to your character that your ex-girlfriend is having sex with the evil guy you've been trying to kill for most of the game. That's really going to help you in your emotional state at the moment, considering you're only a 16-year-old boy. Oh yeah, one more thing. General Palpanos joins you. Emperor Salzer, before he died, requested that he go and join your little revolution so that he could be with the one he loves. That's Yo-Yo. Aw, doesn't that make Salzer sound so much less evil now? Now you're fighting beside the childhood love of your life and the new boyfriend who is the evil guy you've been trying to kill for a very long time. It's totally not awkward at all. And I love how she actually asks if you're okay with this. I mean, this character doesn't see that she hasn't grown up at all. She's either in love with an idea or just in love with a substitute you because she couldn't find you while she was kidnapped. This love is so ridiculous, it just makes everything she says about growing up and moving on all that more stupid. And check this out. When you hear her say to her new lover, "I want to be with you," before the big battle, the next thing she says to you is, "Don't forget to feed your dragons." That's cold, man. Now, after all this, is the ending really worth it? None of the subplots of the characters are really tied up. I mean, you mentioned a level or two before the final battle that the Lancers have made up, that two of the characters you've been fighting with have a romantic attraction and will probably get together later, but only hearing about it in words and not really seeing any kind of resolve come out of any of the characters is kind of a letdown at the end. But the weirdest thing is, Palpantonius' ending, he decides to stay in his kingdom, and what happens? He gets stabbed to death by his subjects. Yeah, we haven't seen anything about his empire this entire game, or what the people think about them, what they think about Salzer, what they think about anything in general. And yet they immediately say, "Oh, you caused us to go to war. Kill." Yeah, I mean, I feel so cheated here. My clone is dead, but it's just... yeah. So in the end, the world is saved, and no one ends up with anyone, but the ending makes it seem like everything's going to be A-OK, and the world is a nice, peaceful, happy place. You know, I wanted to play some JRPGs that had never been released here, and thought, ooh, Slayers, Record of Lodoss War, but after playing some really horrible licensed games, I just couldn't deal with that anymore. I mean, I chose Bahamut Lagoon thinking it would be a great game. I mean, it was just too easy, too repetitive, freaking game-breaking mechanical dragons. You know, I have to have a good RPG in my collection somewhere. I mean, ooh, my sister got me this a few years ago and I never played it. I mean, have they ever made a bad Final Fantasy game?